Hi viewers, I am Mr. Jaya. I want to start spoken English classes. Before we get into the spoken English sessions, I would like to give you a brief introduction about English language. Now, if you have an enemy, if you want to defeat him, you must know his merits and demerits, his effects and defects, and it will be easier for you to defeat him. In the same way, if you know the merits and demerits, effects and defects of English language, it is easier for you to learn it. So to learn English, we must have some brief information about English language. First, I want to give you one formula. 4 plus 2 plus 4 is equal to 10 days. 10 days. And therefore 2. It's a formula I tell you. 4 means, what is 4? So, 4 plus 2 plus 4 is equal to 10 days. Therefore 2. I would like to ask you one question. Is English a historical language? An ancient language? Definitely not. English is not an ancient language. Before 1485, there was no English language at all. Before 1485, Britishers were ruled by French for 250 years. 250 years. That time, Britishers spoke in French and used Italian script for writing. Second time, for 150 years, Scandinavians ruled over British. That time, they spoke Scandinavian language. And some scholars felt that it was easier for them to speak spoken English, speak Scandinavian language. So, as they were speaking Scandinavian language, some scholars of British wanted to create their own mother tongue from Scandinavian language. Now, Scandinavia is divided into two countries, Norway and Sweden. Norway and Sweden. So, with the 820 words, they started to create English language in the 15 years of span. Like nouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives and some phrases like that, they started English language. Then after that, it has grown up into richest language in the world. Richest language in the world. With 825 words, it started its journey and reached up to 8 lakh words. Right, okay. Now, next, 4. What is the meaning of 4? 4 means, if you want to learn a language systematically, these 4 principles are mainly should be practiced. What are these 4 principles? Phonemes. Phonemes means it is the basic sound of the language. It is the smallest set of words and it shows the difference from one word to the other word. Morphones. Morphones means it studies about the syllables, words and spellings. Syntax. Syntax means it is the study of grammar. It is a study of grammar. Semantics. Semantics means it is the science of studying words. If you know these 4 principles, if you follow this system, you can learn English language systematically. This is first thing. Second one, 2. 2 means situation. First you must have the situation and your need. Situation and need. These 2 things will help you to learn any language. For example, one person from one state to the other state, he has migrated and within days he will be able to learn that language. The reason his situation and his need forced him to learn English. It is orally can be okay. Next one. 4 means to learn any language we need 4 skills. What are they? L, S, LSRW. LSRW. Listening, speaking, reading and writing. So if you want to speak something, you must listen. Unless and until you listen, you cannot speak. If you want to speak, you have to listen, that's all. For example, I'll tell you for that. Once Lord Krishna was telling about the war strategy to Arjuna. That time, Abhimanya, from his mother's womb, he started listening everything. The listening skills can be applied from womb to the tomb. So, listening is more important to speak. Reading and writing comes when you go to school. So, altogether became 10. Then 2. 2 means, therefore 2 and 10. What is the meaning of 2? 2 means, the way of practicing is 2 types. One is general practice and second one is systematic way of practicing. First one is general practicing and systematic way of practicing. If you want to learn English, these 2 ways can be easier for us to learn. Friends, spoken English is very easy to learn. Many say that within 10 days we can learn English. Within few days we can learn English. 30 days enough for us to learn English. Many say different ways. But English is more than 600 years old. And now it is richest language with 8 lakh words. The richest language with the 8 lakh words. Is it possible to learn such a big language in very few days? For that we need some magic. But what about the realistic? Magic will not be enough. It should be added with realistic, and systematically we can go forward to learn the language. So before we get into the studies, we get into the sessions, I would like to tell you brief one more introduction. Now I'll ask you first question. What is English? What is English? What is English? English is a language. English is a language. Then what is the language? It is communication between 2 persons. It is communication between 2 persons. How many languages are there in this world? There are so many languages. A number of languages in the world. But how many types of languages? 2 types. One is the body language. One is the body language. The other one is the verbal language. One is the body language. The other one is the verbal language. What is body language? Body language is our gestures, our movements, our expressions. Body language is the universal language, cosmic language that any being on this earth can understand the body language. No need of learning body language. But what about the verbal language? Verbal language we have to learn. We have to learn. We have to practice that right now. Now, verbal language. To learn verbal language, we need 4 skills. L, S, R, W. Listening, speaking, reading and writing. So, to speak, we have to listen. For example, take a small baby. Baby's mind is like unrecorded chip. The baby listens from womb. The baby listens and listens and listens and listens. For 10 months or 12 months or 13 months or 15 months, the baby listens. After 10th month, after 15th month, baby slowly speaks out. So, how many days the baby applied listening skill? She has applied longer period to speak. In the same way, to speak, we have to listen. Reading and writing comes when you go to school. Then, after that, how many persons are there in this world? There are only 3 persons in this world. First person, second person, and third person. Who is the first person? I, we. Second person, you, you. Third person, he, they. she, they. It, they. First person singular I, plural we. Second person singular you, plural you. Third person singular he, plural they. She, they, it, they. All together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pronouns are there. These are only the 3 persons in the world. Nobody else in this world except these 3 persons. Right. What is the meaning of I? I means respecting. Plural. We. Respecting. I means memu. We means plural. You. You. He. She. It. They. These are the pronouns. Right. Next. Now, to construct a sentence, we need auxiliaries. Before getting into the spoken English classes, I'll tell you this. Auxiliaries. How many auxiliaries are there? Auxiliaries 24. Auxiliaries 24 auxiliaries are there. What are they? Be, have, do, social welfare, CM, mundo, M-U-N-D-O. Be, have, do, social welfare, CM, mundo. Be forms is, am, becomes, was, are becomes, were. These 5 are called be form verbs. Have forms have, has, becomes, had. Do, does, becomes, did. Shall becomes, should. Will becomes, would. Can becomes, could. May becomes, might. Must to, used to, need to, dare to, ought to. So, these 24 are called auxiliaries, helping verbs. Be, have, do, social welfare, CM, mundo. These are the 24 auxiliaries. If you know this pronouns and if you know the auxiliaries, you can speak English, you can write grammar, and you can do anything in English. These are the basics.